Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. We made it to another work week. How are we doing this early morning? Thanks so much for joining me for News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. I'm Shamani Baker. We've got a number of stories that we are keeping our eyes on for you today. We're going to jump right into it right now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Well, you know the drill. We always start the morning off with our big stories. Number 5 tonight, millions of Americans to take a shot at winning Powerball's 10th largest jackpot in the game's history. An estimated $750 million is up for grabs, with the cash value of more than $336 million. I always wondered, if you won this jackpot, what would you do with the money? If you're watching us live, I want to know in the comments, what would you do with $336 million? It's a lot of cash. Number 4, Cracker Barrel lost almost $100 million in market value last week after its stock plunged. This comes after a significant logo change. The restaurant chain released a new logo, which gets rid of the iconic Uncle Herschel. The company says Uncle Herschel will still appear in the restaurant and on the menu, just not on the logo. A lot of logos have been changing lately. This has been a topic of discussion all over social media. If you're watching us live, what are your thoughts about this? Do you care that Cracker Barrel is changing its logo? Or are you like, it's not a big deal, you know? I think the biggest thing for me is I saw where they are also renovating the inside or remodeling the inside of Cracker Barrel, as well as like the old country store. I think that would be more of a concern for me rather than the logo, right? Like Cracker Barrel is like the vintage place that you go to with grandma's home cooking meals. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, let's not change the recipe, but I understand while it's time for a new logo. I can understand that. Number 3 this morning, so far, no arrests have been made after a storefront was broken into over the weekend. Lululemon on Daru Drive in the Spring Hill area remains closed after a vehicle allegedly crashed into it. A store employee says the person who ran into the building stole thousands of dollars in merchandise. Number 2, Citronelle firefighters are investigating after a fire damaged a Mobile County home on Saturday. Crews responded to a fire on Earlville Road at about 12:30 in the afternoon. Pictures from the fire show smoke pouring out of the windows of a small home. Thankfully, no one was hurt. And number 1, Robert Moore Christmas Store closed its doors for the final time on Sunday. The store on Halls Mill Road, known for unique Christmas ornaments, has operated in Mobile for almost 50 years. It first opened in 1976. I know many people are going to miss the Robert Moore Christmas Store. It's been a staple in Mobile for a very long time and for families across the Gulf Coast, so they will be missed. I see someone in the comments, Lisa says, not a big deal. She's not concerned about Cracker Barrel changing its logo. That's fair. Let's move over to our question of the day, and today that question is, which high school team are you supporting this season? As you know, Friday Night Lights kicked off this past Friday. We had a lot of teams go head-to-head across the Gulf Coast. So we want to hear from you. Who is your team of choice? Someone says Citronelle High School, go Wildcats. Chickasaw Chieftains. I see Citronelle. Fruitdale Pirates, go Big Purple. Robertsdale, the Aggies, Tate High and Jackson High. Leroy Bears, we got the Baker Hornets, and then Jackson Aggies. Daphne Trojans. All right, I see you guys rooting for your teams. Theodore Bobcats. UMS Bulldogs. I see another Baker Hornets. You know, I love Friday night football. There's something about hometown pride and rooting for your alma mater, rooting for your high school teams, and I'm really excited for this season. We've got some great teams across the Gulf Coast, so good luck to everyone this season. Our poll for today is, which do you prefer for halftime shows? Modern music, no preference, or golden oldies? Let's see what you guys are voting for. 27 people say modern music, 11 people say no preference, and 136 people say golden oldies. Somebody says marching bands. Now, I went to an HBCU, so I am all for marching bands. Absolutely. Another person says marching bands. Says for NFL games, should have a great hometown high school or college band, as well as one from the opposing team's community. I actually really like that idea. A lot of people agree. Marching bands. Golden oldies are the best since halftime is watched by kids. No comparison. Golden oldies. Whoa, I see a lot of golden oldies. I will say, Kendrick Lamar, he was the last person to perform a halftime show. And I liked it. I don't know that a lot of people enjoyed it just because of the hidden messages in his halftime show, right? And if you don't listen to his music, then you had no appreciation for it. But a lot of people like pop artists, I think Beyonce would be considered one, Jennifer Lopez, music that majority of people know about. I'm looking at the comments. Someone says Cottage Hill Christian Academy. Okay. Rooting for those home teams. Thank y'all so much. We want to hear from you, though. What do you think about the question and poll of the day? Make sure you comment on those polls and questions, and we will share some of your responses right here on News 5 Now. Thank y'all so much for joining me this Monday morning. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you all have a great work week ahead. I will see you back here tomorrow at the same time. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.